But anyways, we've got our first game here, which is going to be Dentarg versus Seiche. Hopefully saying that right. Had a couple tries at that. Round 3. Third time's the charm. So, crossing fields and a PVZ. Or what is Dentarg Z, right?
Let me see.
I have a hard time remembering people's races. Seiche is a Protoss.
Seiche. Yeah, no Protoss. We got a PvP.
Oh, PvP? Interesting.
Yep.
All right, so crossing fields, interesting map. Gonna be starting in here.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a weirder or slash sort of newish map to start the week off.
Yeah, it's interesting starting off with a 2-player map. Generally, I feel like the last couple weeks we've been starting off with pretty standard stuff like Circuit Breakers, Fighting Spirit, or a couple of the early matches, or Aztec a couple weeks back, which is a little different, but obviously a 3-player map. So starting off with a 2-player map, you know the spawn position. It can lead to some cheesiness, some aggressiveness, because you always know where your opponent spawned. But this map in particular, I think, lends itself more to macro.
Yeah, with the pocket expansion, definitely one of the more macro-orientated 2-player maps as opposed to a map like Destination or something like that is quite hard to get that third. So for our first series here, for Team Beast, the A team, our first player is Seiche as the pink-colored Protoss.
And for team in the bottom right, for Chobos with Attitude, in the yellow, also a Protoss, we've got Dentarg. CWA, which is Chobos with Attitude, Dentarg.
So
and a real key on this map, because think about trying to push up this ramp, a lot of PvP, you're not taking that second base is a key point in the game, because a lot of times you'll see pushes. But trying to Reaver push or something up this front natural ramp, or Dragoon pushes in general, would be pretty tough.
Yeah. Not going to see, this is not a map for 3-gate style of play. Probably just going to see, well, it honestly, the later game builds really hinge on how the early Zealot, or use of Zealots and expansion timing is. And we looks like Dentarg is going for a pretty fast expand. Actually, Nexus first, which is really aggressive.
Yeah, 12 Nex to the back natural.
And Seiche is going for a Zealot first, which is the standard. Want to get that one Zealot in case you're getting 2-gated. And the nice thing is the probe, get the block there. Oh, looks like the probe from Seiche is going to slip in. Dentarg had the block perfectly, but then let him in.
Yeah, we've got the Cybernetics coming up for Seiche on the other side. So he's going to get right into... he went for the Zealot, but then he'll probably go right into the Dragoon range. Once he scouts this Nexus, he might decide go for like a Reaver tech or something.
Yeah, this is interesting. So I think if there's a map you can 12 Nex, it is crossing fields. You get the ramp hold, and really interested to see what Seiche will do. Just getting the normal goon range time. And if he goes Reaver, then he is in a little bit of a position where he needs to get some economic damage done.
Ooh, we've got a pylon coming down from Seiche near the front natural.
Some sort of proxy? Proxy Reaver, that's interesting.
Yeah, it could be.
I think most likely what we're going to see, what would make sense, a really fast Reaver pushing up the ramp. And that can work because the 12 Nex delayed the timing of Dentarg's forces, so that's really smart.
Yeah.
Ooh, it looks like Proxy Gate, so maybe not.
Okay. It could be into a Robo. or he could make the robo on his own. Okay, it is. No, it's a second gate. Okay. Okay, so this is. But there's still the scouting probe alive in here for Dentarg. About to go down.
And
Oh, doesn't go down.
all right, decent micro from Seiche. He's gonna get that last zealot.
Ooh, this could be scouted by the. Oh, it's scouted by the zealot. He saw. Yeah, he saw it, and then we've got another pylon coming down.
All right, good goon micro though. Didn't take any damage on the goon body itself, just the shields. Although moving up here, needs to back
Second
down.
gate and a shield battery coming up for Dentarg in his own base, along with the robo.
This is interesting. So this is gonna
Ooh,
kind of
good.
be a 3 gate.
Ooh, good micro pulling back that heavily injured goon. Now we've got 3 dragoons against none. Okay, but we have the robo and the observatory gun coming up.
That was rough.
Just
That goon needed to be back where the shield battery was, and now he's gonna get quite a few probe kills. He's got 4 goons.
yeah,
out
this
here.
is a lot of goons up here.
I think Seiche might just take it.
Oh, yeah, and he picks off the 1 goon remaining for Dentarg. I think these are just gonna go down. These probes. They do take out 1 dragoon, but there's so many goons coming. And there's not even Reaver Tech on the way. Yeah, it was Observatory. That's what I thought his reaction was going to be. He was going to try to get a Reaver on top of his ramp. And, you know, that would be very hard to push against.
Yeah, the decision making of Dentarg is a little bit confused there. Getting the observatory, kind of a weird decision. I'm not sure if he was afraid of DT or something coming in. But in that position, he needed a Reaver. The shield battery is a good idea, but he needed it up on the ramp so he can get that angle with the goons when you're in a outnumbered goon situation. But now, Seiche has this
Gates unpowered. The gates are all unpowered too.
GG is called, and Seiche will go up a game.
Well played PvP. Interesting strat from Seiche as a reaction. I liked it. I thought Dentarg might have had a shot if he held his ramp and went to a Reaver Tech. Because obviously he's going to have the economic advantage if he keeps his base, if he's able to hold his main. But relatively quick one, even though we were thinking maybe macro.
Yeah, Seiche he's a really good player. I've practiced with him quite a bit when I was preparing for my PvP. You know, really good. And his goon macro is really good. He doesn't have a super high APM, but for a 130 to 150 APM player, he's really good with controlling his goons, and he has a good awareness of build order strategy in PvP, which is really crucial.
Yeah, I could kind of, you can kind of see it from his playstyle that he sort of understands. Okay, if you're going for this, this greedy 12 necks, what can I do with the risk that you've taken? And he just took advantage of it.
Yeah, I mean, going for a 12 Nexus, it's just, I'm a little bit surprised because, well, here's the thing. It was because it got scouted, and that was, honestly, Dentarg...
He held it. He did have that probe on his ramp. If he had held that, you probably don't see that from Seiche.
Yeah, for sure.
So that probably was a key point.
Looks like a couple people in the chat. Beast is here. Hey, Beast. And Jitter said this is the first friend. I don't know how you say that. The first team versus the second team.
First team versus second.
Tricky.
Mm-hmm.
And all right, gotta change the scene there. Looks like everybody's jumping on him there. Smell blood in the water.
First Erd. The first team versus second. Yeah, so obviously going into this week it was the 3-0 team versus the 2-0 team, because Team Beast had a week 1 bye, had played 1 less game.
Yeah. All right, so game 2 is going to be on Fighting Spirit.
Yeah, we don't really know this map. It's a bit of an experimental one.
I know. We're kind of
So
going
we'll
to this
have to-
blind, so just bear with us.
Yeah, we'll have to figure this one out as we go. Okay, so we've got both of them on the right side of the map. I'll go ahead and say our purple Protoss in the top right from Chobos with Attitude, Dentarg.
And in the bottom for Team Beast, it's Seiche. Seiche. There we go. Close enough.
Winner of game 1. And we can see Dentarg has a... Ooh.
It's freezing? Oh, looks like the stream just froze. Sorry about that, everybody.
I think we're good. But I was going to say, Dentarg, it looks like Dentarg's got a sizable early APM lead with that 500 APM spam.
I don't know if it's a direct correlation, but I think, like, spammers, if you spam APM, yeah. I rarely see people that are that spam heavy be really good. You know, especially early game, you know, a solid 150 to 200 is really all you need in the beginning. And, I mean, I guess everyone plays differently, but it's sort of like APM spam does certainly not mean any sizable advantage, and looks like Seiche already had a slight advantage with the timing of his gate, so there we go. Oh no, pretty close.
Yeah, pretty similar. But, yeah, I was just pointing out, it really doesn't mean much in the early game. It's just like a warm-up exercise.
Sure.
So if that's how some players are more comfortable playing with the heavy spam in the early game. Ooh. Both scouting the middle. Interesting.
Checking for proxies. Smart play. Not going to get burned by a proxy 2 gate.
Yeah, and you see that a lot on circuit breakers with the only... this is a little different. You can 2 gate in more locations. You can proxy 2 gate in more locations on this map than you can on circuit breakers, where really the only place in the middle of the map is where you can build.
Sure. And we've got Seiche going for a Zealot. Actually, sorry. Dentarg going for a bit of the earlier Zealot. Seiche is prioritizing his goons' cybernetics core. Yeah, still not really late core for a Dentarg.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I think if you're building your Zealot slightly later, getting that Cyber up earlier, that's just a straight up advantage for you.
Oh, the probe from
The probe does good.
Zealot from Seiche could not quite get lined up there.
Let's see, on the other side, does the probe from Seiche get in?
Ooh, it was rejected. Dentarg having a
positioned on there.
little bit more time.
Maybe he's learned from his mistake last game, not letting the scout in. And a second Zealot coming out. Interesting. Probably because of the later Cyber, he figured he had the minerals.
Yeah, so Seiche might be going for some sort of goon. I mean, he'll have a goon advantage. Not, well, it will be negated by travel time, so it doesn't really have an advantage.
And the 2 Zealots out means that, you know, if you're defending top of a ramp, you can take advantage of that. And it buys you a lot of time to get additional goons or, you know, probe surrounds, that type of thing. Because the Zealot, even when you have a Dragoon Micron against it, the Zealot just takes so long to kill from a single Dragoon.
Yeah, so Seiche, okay, we saw a Robo. So he's going 1 gate Robo. And I'm trying to remember, I think it was him or Crane was practicing a 1 gate
1 gate
DT
Robo
build.
on the other side.
Interesting.
So maybe we'll see some of my favorite, some Robo-based, some Reaver play in a PvP.
It could
Instead
be.
of straight to Citadel.
Yeah, so looks like Dentarg's getting his second gate, a little bit of a later gate, so he might be playing a more standard 2-gate Reaver. And then, of course, it was Seiche with the earlier Robo. And what will he make?
You know what I'm rooting for. But let's see.
The Reavers. Yeah, there it is. It's Robotic Support Bay.
There we go. And so we've got a pretty equal unit count. We've got 1 Zealot versus 2 Zealots and 3 Dragoons versus 2 Dragoons. So, with the Goon range up, I'll take the 3 Dragoon for Seiche in the fight. And we have the support bay coming up for Dentarg as well. So, maybe some Reaver battle.
Yeah, the Reaver, it looks like Seiche, he might be going for a defensive Reaver and then going for an Expo quicker. It's possible. Looks like he's sending a probe down. Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. That's interesting. If you're confident in your goon control and your vision against enemy shuttles, and that can be quite good. You get an earlier economical advantage, and you still have Reaver to defend at home.
Yep. And the Reaver is out now for Seiche. But he's not building a shuttle. So there you go. That's the defensive Reaver play you're talking about. Whereas the shuttle came out first for Dentarg. And now the Reaver will come out afterwards. So he's likely going to be on the offensive. Although the Nexus timings are... Dentarg is slightly behind on the Nexus timing. But that's because he went for that second gate. But yep, this is a defensive Reaver play, obviously.
And he did get an obs out a bit quicker, so...
Now here we go. I think we're going to have a Reaver push from Dentarg. And it is important to note, you know, microing the Reaver with the shuttle gives you, you know, infinite micro potential versus a Reaver without shuttle. But it comes down to the execution.
All right, now the Observer of Seiche saw everything here. And this is such a good angle for Seiche to be in. Doesn't want to lose that Zealot. But if he gets the Reaver in a good position, I don't see this attack doing much from Dentarg.
He could go for some sort of Reaver harassment to the main, though.
We'll see. Looks like he's going to drop it. Kind of an awkward position here. Seiche does have the pylons up. Zealot's getting in.
Pylons are soaking a lot of Dragoon hits. Ooh.
Kind of a weird angle for Seiche, though.
Yeah, the Reavers really... Okay, second Reaver just came down from Seiche. But the Reavers really are not being able to fire off. Okay, they're a good Scarab Lance from Seiche.
Reaver going into the main. Will there be a pull? Okay, the pull is late, super late, and gets a huge stack of probes. Will take that down, though, but might get a few more probes. Yeah, 2 more probes and another goon.
Yeah, that was... the Reaver died with 13 kills. But that included some kills on Dragoons from slightly earlier. I'd say probably about 10 probes went down there, including the last 2. So
yeah, the whole funneling of that fight was just really weird for Seiche. The pylons, they soaked, but they also kind of funneled the Reaver shots so that they didn't get a lot of splash onto the goons. And Seiche also dived forward onto the Reaver, which you never want to do when there's a shuttle right there. You want to always attack the shuttle. And it was an awkward dive, too. He was attacking into a concave. And those little mistakes cost you. And Dentarg's up 20 supply here in a PvP.
Yeah, and we just keep seeing more Reavers. And the first shuttle is being made now. Yeah, we've just got more production here for Dentarg. And he didn't lose probes. All he lost was his shuttle and Reaver. And he's got vastly more Dragoons. Yeah, I'd say those pylons, you know, they soak up a lot of hits from, you know, when you're microing the Dragoons. but his Reavers were not able to get the sort of value he wanted.
Mm-hmm. Now Seiche is coming out with his shuttle, and he's going to try to make something happen. He's got shuttle speed on the way. It's a long ways off. There's a spotter pylon up for Dentarg, and Seiche is just going to want to... He's going to want to get some economic damage done with this. Looks like there's an obs from Dentarg, though. This might scout it.
He does see the shuttle.
And will it get the shuttle moving out? Is the question. I think Seiche is going to wait for shuttle speed.
Yeah, I actually think Dentarg is going to have shuttle speed first.
I'd like to see Seiche put a spotter pylon out here. That's something I always do. I always get my spotter pylons. I'm all, on top of them because it makes such a big difference. And Fighting Spirit is not the biggest main, so the edge to Nexus distance isn't very long. Getting a spotter pylon down there is quite crucial. And he's moving up here with a piddly force of goons, and this is just going to get sandwiched.
Yeah, we've just got much more production. We've got 5 gates that have been up and producing versus 2 producing, and a 3rd and 4th just coming up for Seiche. So he's going to have to get something done with this shuttle with 2 Reavers in it.
There's a little bit of an opening here.
Here's the speed shuttle. Speed shuttle just upgraded. And the natural.
Gets 2 really good...
have...
Oh, the stall, though. Only gets a...
a couple duds.
Alright, gets maybe 2 probes there.
Mm-hmm. But when he fired those off, I thought they could have been massive scarabs.
Yeah, the pathing is weird. And that's a really good pylon there. That slows the scarabs down and ensure maximum retardation with the scarabs.
Yeah, pretty much. So we've got 7 gates up, and producing or 7 gates coming up. No, 7 gates up. And the Templar Archives is coming up. So we've got additionally. Let's see the tech for. Only Citadel of a Dune being built. Ooh, and scarabs. A couple. Ooh. Okay, this Reaver's gonna go down. Picked off.
How many
3
probes did that?
3 kills.
Okay.
2 probes and 1 Dragoon taken down by that Reaver.
That's worth it for Seiche.
Oh yeah, that was a good trade for Seiche. Dentarg didn't really get the value with that shuttle Reaver that he wanted, and that was speed shuttle. Yeah, but the tech, we've just got the tech behind. Dentarg's ahead in tech, Dentarg's ahead in production.
3rd as well.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's a bit of an uphill battle for Seiche at the moment. But he's making the moves that he has to try to get his way back into the game.
He's gonna go up.
He's got map control at the moment.
Yeah, for a very short moment, as the observer coming out for Dentarg is gonna spot this army.
But we have to see it. If he engages into a bad concave, this could be good for Seiche.
Yeah, about even here, and the few zealots in front.
The speed zealots, yeah.
This is an all-goon army, and a couple speed zealots in the front just will demolish this. Decent angle for Seiche, sort of, but just gonna overpower.
Yeah, and we've just got these Reavers going down.
Reavers did not have scarabs as well, so didn't get the shots. Actually, I mean, Seiche made the most of a pretty an angle there. A couple of Reaver shots there would have been nice.
Ooh, he does take down that one Reaver. But you have to say the 3rd base is already up for Dentarg, so him trading armies is better for him anyway. And he's got a lot more production. He's got double the gates. So he can push his army supply up much quicker.
From Seiche, I don't know. I think from him, what it would have been nice to see was instead of, trying to be aggressive there, was maybe a bit earlier, try to be take the 3rd at an aggressive time because he knows he's behind, and then you can fortify this with Reaver Cannon, and then you can take a good fight back here. So I think maybe, and then if he can get the third off, then he's he can be almost at even if he gets that at a good time. But tough to see, what might have been.
Yeah, I think another thing was I'm not sure of his. Here, let me check. He has no knowledge of the third at the moment for Dentarg. So maybe while he was out on the map, while he controlled the map, sort of look for that expansion, try to pick it off, delay it, because Dentarg was pretty much just sitting in his base with his entire army. So maybe the base could have been picked off or delayed at least.
Bleeding a couple goons there, but the High Templars have arrived. So he's actually going to morph quite a few of them into Archons.
Seiche with the shuttle.
Oh, that would be a sweet
denied from the natural
clump right there. And his main.
He is doing a decent job picking off a couple of units here and there off of Dentarg.
Yeah, his gateway army positioning is it's good for this level for sure.
Ooh, but now he's pushing in a little deep, I think, especially against High Templar.
Yeah,
we've got High Templar with storms, or High Templar with one High Templar now in the shuttle. He could be trying to go storm drop the third.
And a Reaver as well, which is interesting.
Yeah, a bit of a. Let's see. It is going to be spotted by the observer from Dentarg on the way to the third. I don't know what his reaction will. He immediately builds an extra cannon.
See what Seiche does. He needs to get that in there before the cannon's up. I think if you drop it behind the tree, you can have like a little bit of
extra. You can drop it there, yeah.
Get a little bit of extra cover. Storm is late. Oh, the probes are already pulled, and okay, good storm though.
Okay, we actually have the Reaver take out a cannon and take out the Morphin cannon. He's just able to pick up and fly away. Okay, so that was a productive. Obviously, delayed a lot of mining, picked off a decent amount of probes.
But it looks like the main force of Dentarg is coming in, and storms.
We're gonna have to see some money storms, but there's just so many units here from Dentarg. But pushing across this fighting spirit ramp is really rough. So he's getting stormed heavily. But there's just so many reinforcements coming in. And I think with no additional splash, we're gonna have to see Seiche tap here.
Yeah, that's gonna be it here. A slow downward spiral for Seiche, making putting up a good fight there. But yeah, well played.
Yeah, I think the moment Dentarg went ahead was that Reaver push. We weren't sure about it because of that, because Seiche had a pretty good position with some pylons grabbing damage from the Dragoons of Dentarg, but it seemed to be still effectively trading against the defensive army. And then he was able to run in there and get about 11 probes, and then back up. And Dentarg was just ahead from there.
Yep. So we're going to be going into our third map, Taucross. Taucross, of course, a rampless 3-player.
No ramp.
Yep. So this is going to be interesting.
Could see some. Oh, what?
So this is good. We could see some 3-gate play here. It is rampless, so get a couple Dragoon lead. You can push in quite easily. I know whenever I see rampless maps, I gravitate towards 3-gate play pretty much.
Sort of the overpower playstyle. Yeah. Obviously, the counter to that sort of play would be a DT, like a extremely early DT. So that's sort of where these rampless maps or high ground naturals, like low ground main.
Right.
Those are the kind of ones where you can get the poker game style PvP, where there are just build order wins more often than on like a map like Fighting Spirit, where you could have one guy if he goes 2-gate observer, he loses to the 3-gate overpower.
Sure.
But if a guy goes 3-gate, no robo, he loses to the Dark Templar. You know, that sort of thing.
Right. Yeah, if you do 3-gate right, you could actually get a robo at a decent time to when it gets something like a 2-gate DT. 1-gate DT, you will be hosed. But
yeah.
You can get the robo out fast enough if you macro it perfectly. But for our game 3 here, it's tied 1-1. Our brown Protoss in the 4 o'clock position on Taucross. It's Chobos with Attitudes, Dentarg.
And in the orange at the, I guess we'll call this the 9-10 o'clock position for Team Beast, Seiche. Loser of the last game, but winner on Crossing Field.
Had some practice games with Seiche on Tau. And we had some pretty intense games where we both went 3-gate overpower pretty much. And it was an intense micro battle with goons. And I think, it was pretty much a wash, couple games. And then he was always able to capitalize a little bit better into the transition phase out of that. So, beat me a couple times.
And here's where we'll see where things get interesting. So far, we've got both of them going. Okay, we've got Pylon coming up first from Dentarg. I guess he's building additional probes.
He's building a Zealot first.
Okay, yeah. He's building a Zealot first, whereas we've got Seiche going for the Cyber.
So
both of them scout the top position, so the wrong position first.
I like what Seiche is doing. 2-gate is, I guess it depends on if you have a read on your opponent, if he, likes 2-gating. But I don't think there's really a need to get a probe before core. It really, I guess it's a map.
Zealot,
sorry. Zealot before
core.
Yeah. And then Seiche will have the goon range
Tech
lead,
advantage.
which on Taucross, the travel distance is negated a little bit. And you can capitalize.
Scouting probe denied. Dentarg scouting probe is denied, whereas Seiche has got in.
How did that happen?
The Zealot sitting in the choke for Seiche was able to get 3 hits off.
Whoa, nice micro there from Seiche.
Oh, but we do have the scouting probe going down for Seiche, but he was able to scout. Whereas Dentarg really doesn't know if there's like a DT coming.
Yeah, goon ranges are about the same time. So not much of a lead there. And then the first goon time is...
I think we're going to get Robo here from Dentarg. Yep.
Gonna be 1-gate Robo again.
So yeah, what I'd like to see here is what Seiche goes into next. Another gate?
Another gate.
Okay.
Yeah, I think if Seiche can... If he's pumping the goons, he could make something happen.
Especially if Dentarg is sending up this goon to scout and gets it picked off. Then all of a sudden you have another, sort of little advantage that adds up.
Yeah, Dentarg's second gate is actually throwing down
gate.
2, so that's interesting. Seiche might go for an earlier expand here.
Seiche just put up a 3rd gate of his own.
Oh, wow. Okay, so Seiche going for the clean 3-gate. Actually, not quite. I'm not sure, maybe something with this build. Okay, he could Zealot first, because I remember 3-gate on this build, the timestamp would be a little bit different. But since he did go Zealot, this 3rd gate's delayed a bit.
And we've got Observer first from Dentarg. So Seiche isn't going for a DT here. So I think this Observer isn't that helpful. And Seiche's gates are up quicker, and they're going to be pumping goons faster. So I think if I had to say which position I prefer, I'd say Seiche.
For sure.
Just because he's got a larger army, he's pushing out, and this is a smaller army for Dentarg that could get caught in the middle.
Okay, it's pulling back. It already got the shields on one of the goons. Probably will lose one unit here. He's going to have to choose. Yeah, he's going to lose that goon. Maybe more. We'll see. Just in that transition. And Seiche's play is clean. He's getting full maximum goon potential and macro out of his gates. Now, there is a choke here. Dentarg can hold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have equal goon count now, but Seiche has map control right now. Yeah, I'm not sure if he wants to push through here, but he is controlling the natural right now.
Ooh, wants to get that zealot. Oh, kind of a weird micro from Seiche. Alright, gets the 2 zealots.
Okay, we now have goon advantage for Seiche. Picks off the last zealot.
There's a shield battery.
Shield battery. Yep, shield battery up.
I don't think Seiche is gonna. Yeah, he's not gonna push in here with a shield battery up.
Ooh.
We'll see.
Okay, he picks off 1.
That was a good pickoff. Wow, good pickoffs from Seiche, but
yeah, just the reinforcement is so much. The travel distance is so much shorter that Dentarg's just able to reinforce and get a little extra from the shield battery.
And we'll see if Seiche is gonna want to. Yeah, he's gonna get his nat here. We'll see. Actually, he's gonna build more goons because he saw the force of Dentarg's coming up. Dentarg losing a goon there, bit sloppy in the middle.
Yeah, and like we said, this observer isn't really doing anything for Dentarg at the moment. So he has the observer tech, he has the robotech, but all he's gotten out of it is observers because he couldn't scout, so he was afraid of DT.
Yeah, although if he uses the observer wisely, he can use it to get better position with his goons. But so far, he hasn't done that.
Yeah, he's just kind of it's in the control room.
And it's losing another goon there. Really sloppy from Dentarg. He's lost about 3 goons in the last minute to sloppy play. Might lose another one. He's not careful.
I think he should lose that one. Ooh. Okay, barely survives it.
And just shield battered it. That is the perk of the shield battery.
Okay, Nexus coming up for Seiche. So I just think we're straight up better position for Seiche. Because we're not seeing like a Reaver tech. Okay, well, yeah, we do have the Robo coming up. Or Robo is up.
For Seiche, but not for Dentarg. And attacking in here to a funnel. Losing a couple DTs just in the funnel. But I guess, yeah, the reinforced time, he's off the cycle. There's a couple of really weak goons in the front that Seiche could pick off, but he's going to just retreat here. Be safe. And then the Nat's up, so he's at an advantage now. Looks like Dentarg's just going to throw us down.
Yeah. So we do have the Reaver tech actually was up for Dentarg first, but he didn't build a Reaver. Their Reavers are the same timing.
Okay, weird position again for Dentarg, attacking into a funnel of goons.
Man, if you look, supply is quite even. They're really just bouncing back and forth, trading goon for goon. But the Nexus is up so much earlier for Seiche that he's in a better position.
Well, I mean, Dentarg there, he's losing pretty much every engagement. Seiche is able to get an extra goon advantage here. See, like that, he just lost 2.
There you go.
But this now for Seiche is not a really actually going to cancel the Nat.
The Nexus canceled.
It's kind of weird. Seiche is doing so much with just this small group of Reavers, goons here. I guess because Dentarg did get the Reaver out, so that cancel is huge. Maybe that was
absolutely.
That was a bit early.
Yeah, I think he could have taken some damage on it. He had a Reaver out. The Reaver was out when he canceled that Nexus. It was just scooting over.
Okay, that's a game changer. So I don't like that. Yeah, that was a bad cancel, and that might cost Dentarg game, quite honestly, because the income.
And also his Reaver is off to the left side, and Seiche is pushing in. I think he's gonna bring it back.
He's gonna have to if there's another cancel.
Yeah, he's gonna have to. He's sort of.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, this Reaver.
Oh, decent Reaver shot. Seiche is just going to have... Wow, good control from Seiche. Getting the most done on the goons. Okay, looks like Seiche is going to have to pull out.
Yeah, but he's got a sizable lead right now, just in economy. So he can pull back if he's trading even somewhat efficiently. It's to his advantage because of the economy.
And he's ready for the Reaver drop. He's got 2 goons positioned in his main. Got some spotter pylons, so he's ready for this. And he's got a... Does he have a shuttle of his own? Yeah.
No, he does have the shuttle now of his own. But I've noticed he goes for a little more starting off with defensive Reaver play, going Reaver before shuttle.
Yeah, which I think is smart. If you can catch a Reaver.
Okay, here we go.
It's a huge deal. Okay, good. Decision making from Dentarg, not going to push in there. Smart, honestly. If he loses a Reaver in this point in the game, that's just going to be curtains because of the economic investment. And now the Reaver of Seiche is coming in, and we have a less of a nice SimCity for Dentarg. The Reaver can drop tons of space back here to get shots in.
Yeah, and there's holes in between these minerals, so he should just be able to take out a bunch of probes here.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, one quick pull. One quick pull.
Oh, that was a dud.
Yeah, dud.
Wow, that was...
Actually, we've got no probes going down. Okay, I think one will go down.
Alright, did lose some mining time, though, and it's a little bit of a hassle to pull these probes back.
Yep.
Hard to pull the right amount back. So, small victory for Seiche. But yeah, like I was saying...
Yeah, that's not really... Seiche loses nothing there, and he just forces the probe pull. So it may not have gotten... he could have killed a bunch of probes with it if he hadn't gotten it done there. But it's still productive, especially since he's pretty far ahead at the moment. So even any little thing like that, all that missed mining time, is just slowly adding up.
Okay, looks like Seiche is coming in here. Still with one Reaver in the...
Ooh, nothing here.
Oh,
nothing to defend. Let's see the pull.
Oh, massive hit. That was...
10 kills. Yep, 10 kills, 11. Another 2. So 13 probes going down there.
Looks like...
just for that one Reaver, and he gets out.
Dentarg's trying to make a push happen, but this is so few units here. Seiche...
Yeah, look at this Dragoon count. Look at how low the Dragoon count is. And he's got more Reavers of his own.
Oh, sorry everybody. I'm trying to scroll out, but my... mouse scroll wheel got stuck.
Yeah, we've just got a crazy amount of Dragoons here.
Yeah, Seiche has been on top of his production, and the base delay was so huge.
Yep.
Oh, my mouse scroll wheel is not working. It's a bummer.
Oh, really? And we've got... I don't think it matters at this point, but we've got Seiche slightly ahead in upgrading his +1.
Icing on the cake.
Uh-huh.
Dentarg desperately microing here.
Yeah, but we've just got a... He might have more Dragoons here than probes at the natural. Actually, definitely.
GG's called, and Seiche will win 2-1. Well played, both these players.
Yeah, that was more of a. Yeah, I feel like the thing about PvP is the small things add up over the course of the game. Like even the little things, the little advantages you get in the early game, slightly optimized build orders, and of course the big deal there was that Nexus cancel.
Yeah, that was more of a mistake from Dentarg than anything.
But I still think it was a really big moment in the early game when that scouting probe gets denied for Dentarg, because it means that he feels the need to go into that robo and observer. And then Seiche just has the Dragoon lead for the entire game.